Hello from Jonathan and from me. Welcome to the programme.
A Tory MP has admitted writing fiction on her blog to reassure her constituents over how hard she's actually working for them.
Nadine Dorries, who is the MP for Mid-Bedfordshire, was forced to make the admission after being accused of fiddling her expenses.
Now, she was formally cleared of that charge today, but only after admitting to investigators that the claims in her blog were 70% fiction.
Our political correspondent Matthew Hudson joins us now from Westminster. Matthew, this must be pretty embarrassing for her.
Yes, indeed, and yet it should have been a great day for Nadine Dorries, as you say, cleared by Parliament's seized watchdog of wrongdoing over her expenses. Instead, this evening, she finds herself at the centre of what I suppose we're going to have to call Bloggate.
Geoffrey Archer, Edwina Currie, Anne Widdecombe. These MPs have all written works of fiction, and so too has Nadine Dorries. But she didn't publish a novel. Instead, the Bedfordshire MP has admitted that her online blog, which is read by constituents as an accurate account of her life, is 70% fiction. Ms. Dorries made the damaging admission to investigators who were looking into whether she broke the rules on MPs' expenses. The Conservative MP had put down her Bedfordshire address as her second home. This allowed her to claim £24,000 a year in expenses. But her blog suggested that she spent too much time in Bedfordshire for it to qualify as a second home, and so Ms. Dorries admitted that her blog was inaccurate. She told investigators, "My blog is 70% fiction and 30% fact. It is written as a tool to enable my constituents to know me better and to reassure them of my commitment to Mid-Bedfordshire. I rely heavily on poetic licence and frequently replace one name, event, fact with another." Nadine Dorries has been cleared by investigators of abusing her expenses, but they have criticised her for misleading constituents on her blog. Certainly many of them are feeling unimpressed.
You should not tell lies to get into politics.
I think politicians shouldn't make statements that aren't true.
Basically, a member of Parliament should be actually dealing with fact, not fiction. So if that's what she's actually saying, we obviously clearly have got a problem.
This is not the first time the Bedfordshire MP's blog has landed her in trouble. 3 years ago, she caused outrage for calling Prince William a complete toad.
What I'm saying is that someone who's going to be the king of this great nation needs to perhaps learn a little bit of humility and just hang around with friends who have a few more manners and know a little bit more about what real life is like and how to relate to people.
Today, Ms. Dorries said on Twitter that she had put inaccurate information on her blog on advice in order to protect her family and staff. Ms. Dorries' online account of her life is one of the most popular and widely read of MPs' blogs, which suggests that sometimes the facts can get in the way of a good story. Elodie Harper, Anglia News.
Well, Matt, did you manage to speak to Miss Dorries this afternoon, or did you have to communicate via her blog then?
No, indeed, Jonathan. In fact, Ms. Dorries agreed to do an interview for us and then was unable to make it for whatever reasons, but I spoke at some length to her on the phone. And what she said to me was that following the expenses scandal that we saw, she found herself the centre of some rather unwanted attention from some rather unsavoury people, stalkers, she called them, to the extent that she had to report 4 people to either Metropolitan or Bedfordshire Police. And she said to me, "I'd be a pretty stupid MP after reporting 4 stalkers to the police if I then put down exactly where I was staying." So in other words, she was using a bit of disinformation to throw people off the scent. So Ms. Dorries is not somebody who lacks for a certain style, a certain chutzpah, if you like. And she also said to me, "Matthew, if you're going to tell a story, tell a good one." Well, this evening she finds herself at the centre of a pretty good story.
She does indeed, Matt. Thank you very much for that. Now, we've got some breaking news for you now, and a converted bard has